So normally I'm with my partner in crime, Dana, but Dana has had some technical difficulties. I'm sure you guys can totally relate to that. So unfortunately, she's not with me on camera today. However, she is in the comments. So she's going to be moderating this feed and answering your questions as we talk. So say hi to Dana as you're in the chat section. She'll be over there. Look for her. I want to tell you guys a few things before we get started today. First of all, everything that we talk about today, as always, I want to give you a disclaimer that we always want you to listen to your state and local authorities. We are not the CDC. We cannot tell you when to open, when not to open, what to do. So we just want to make sure we're always pushing you to those in authority over you. We just want to inspire you and give you some great ideas. A couple of repeating questions we're getting on Facebook and through our emails that we wanted to address really quick. A lot of you are asking how to do a virtual VBS, which is a great question. I am happy to tell you that we are all experts or not experts in that field, depending on how you look at it. No, this has never been done before. So there's no right or wrong answers, which is the best news for all of us. So there are so many different ways to do this. We are providing you content and you can share it in the way that works best for your church. And if you're really stuck, if you can't figure out a good schedule or how to make this work, ask here on this Facebook page. It's a great platform to share ideas and such a helpful community. Or email me or Dana. Speaking of email, let me say this one final thing. We do not check I don't check my Facebook Messenger. I don't even have it loaded. Just we like to track our communication with our partners. And so because of that, I try to answer emails and that way I can track them in our system. So the best way to reach out to me is to shoot me an email. I have my email all over your VBS kit. It's on the inside lid. It's inside the Start Here guide. It's inside the Director's Guide. It's all over this Facebook page. If you can't figure out how to get me, you can even reply to your receipt from when you bought the VBS curriculum. But just make sure you're sending us an email and not trying to reach us through Messenger because we don't always see that. And we don't always see all the comments on this page because the traffic's been so busy. Okay, so without further ado, I want to dive in and I want to start today with a very special guest. We are so excited this summer to partner with Souls for Souls. And of course, you know that summer doesn't look like we thought it would look like when we started this partnership and decided to partner with them back last fall. But it's still such a joy and an honor to partner with them. So today I have invited my friend Lydia. I'm going to bring her into this stream with me. Hey, Lydia.
Hi.
Lydia is from Souls for Souls. And Lydia, just tell them a little bit about what you do.
Yes. So first of all, thank you for having me on here. I'm super excited and only a little bit nervous. So stutter. But so what my job is at Souls for Souls, I'm the director of national partnerships. And for the last 3 years, I just work with, awesome people like you guys that want to get involved and help you guys, rally your communities and do a lot of good for a lot of people.
I love it. Well, Lydia, I mean, you guys have had to make some major pivots just like we have.
Right.
You rethink your strategy and the way you accomplish your mission because we're all getting really creative during this time. So I think one of the biggest questions we've gotten is from people who are saying, like, how do we still do missions when we're doing this virtual VBS piece at home? So give us some tips. What are some things we could still do to support Souls for Souls?
Sure. That is definitely the question, that we've gotten a lot as everything went down is how do I continue my shoe drive? But first, we are so thankful and so grateful to be able to partner with you guys this year and be the mission component. It's definitely been a joy so far, and I'm excited to see what it looks like for the remainder of the summer. But like you said, we have had to tweak some things, but really you can still do just about everything else you were going to do from your home. So I know right after this is over, we're going to send out like a do good, feel good from home document that has a couple of the points I'm going to hit just for brainstorming ideas on ways you can still, clean out your closets. If you guys are working with your youth group, but you're doing it over Zoom or however you guys wanted to handle that, you just encourage everyone like, hey, today we're going to go clean out our closets. We're going to clean out our parents' closets. And we have free shipping. So like you said earlier, we're not the CDC either. And so we're definitely just encouraging everyone to, follow the guidelines that are set out by their state and local authorities. And if that doesn't include drop-offs, then we have free shipping. So you guys are welcome to use as much free shipping as you want. Encouraging people to just start at home. It's a good spring cleaning time to go ahead and do all the things we said we would do, and now we can do that. We're isolated a little bit. And also on that sheet, aside from cleaning out your closet, we have, like social media challenges you could have people do, like donate 5 and then tag 5 friends to challenge them to do the same, kind of like that ALS bucket challenge. We have a lot of like superhero activities that the kids can get involved with, where you can print out a map, color it, and be a superhero for the planet. And then all of these things can incorporate, teaching them exactly what you shoes are doing for other people. So there's a lot of ways to break it down.
I love it. I love it. I think one thing that people might not know about you guys, Lydia, that I learned that I love is you're not just giving people shoes, right? So tell them a little bit about, like, right now, I would think that right now people are struggling to make ends meet and to still survive, as a lot of people are, as people are out of work, out of jobs. This, the world seems to be locked down. Like, tell me a little bit about what Souls for Souls is able to do right now, still with those, I think you call them category C and D shoes.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Right. Exactly. So there are 2 parts to what we do at Souls for Souls. And I'm glad you brought this up because it took me a while to understand all of it. It's just this big circle. So we focus on both short-term solutions to poverty and then long-term solutions. And so all of the, a lot of the posts you guys have been seeing, where we're, collecting monetary donations through fundraisers and stuff like that, that enables us to be able to give brand new shoes from our corporate partners straight to frontline workers. And then, just that short-term relief of we need you right now, and we're going to get that to you. And so that's one component of our mission. And then the other component, which is where your all shoe drives are tied into, is long-term solutions and creating long-term opportunities in places like Haiti and Honduras, Sierra Leone, where there's not a lot of opportunities to provide for your family or create sustainable incomes. And so they're able to take those shoes that you guys just haven't worn in 6 months when we clean out our closets, and they're able to generate sustainable incomes through creating small businesses in their communities. Cleaning up the shoes, setting up an open air market, and really just being able to generate an income and provide for their families. So when you guys do donate and support the mission, you're helping both components happen, because we really couldn't do one without the other, and it just comes full circle.
Yeah, I love that. I love what you guys do. It's just such a joy to partner with you. So the the document that Lydia referred to, we're going to post it on the Facebook page as soon as we're done. But we're also going to drop it in your curriculum download area. So I'm going to put it in both places. And then Lydia, if people do, let's say I set a box on my front porch and tell my neighbors they can come and drop them off safely from a distance, social distance from me, and I end up collecting, let's say, 20 pairs of shoes. How do we do the free shipping?
Yep. So that will be in that document too. And then once you guys, so in the curriculum, it does prompt you guys to go to the landing page and register for a drive, and then you'll get all of the information from me, including a step-by-step instruction on how you do it, how you use that free shipping. So once you collect the shoes, it's really as simple as you go to this URL and you click print as many times as you want and put free labels on the box and just drop it off at UPS whenever you're comfortable. So that's also another component of, if you're not comfortable going out even to UPS right now, that's fine. You can just box them up. Those labels will still be good. And then you can just, ship it in when the world's a little less crazy. So
yes. Okay.
On the front porch, we've had people, just opening their trunk in their driveway and just telling people to stop by through the week and fill it up.
I love that, because I just love giving our our whole crew here at Orange VBS some ways that they can still encourage families to give and serve during this time. And I think it feels hard sometimes because we're having to get so creative, but I just love that we're helping in this way. Somebody's asking, before I let you go, they're saying, is this available outside the US for donations?
So we have drop-off locations that you could ship to or drop off at all around Canada and outside of the US and Canada, but the free shipping through Zappos for Good is only available in the continental US.
Okay, that's good. And then somebody said just new shoes or old shoes. Actually, it's to collect. Yeah.
Yeah. So we accept all types of shoes. So all sizes. So like shoes, high heels, boots. We don't accept ice skates, but every ice skates, we can accept them. But we do prefer that they're worn. So like I mentioned, all the shoes that come in are going to go into those long-term small businesses to create sustainable incomes. And so we really want to just make sure that they are gently worn. So I usually tell people to use their judgment with that, but if you can still wear it, then it's probably good. We can still use about 99% of the shoes that come in, but we do try to avoid the super holey or covered with mold, stuff like that.
Yeah. Let's don't do that. Let's be more generous than that. I feel like we can do better than that. Lydia, thank you so much. Again, it is an honor to partner with you guys. If you have not looked at the missions component in your curriculum, not the virtual curriculum piece, but just the regular curriculum, I would encourage you to read through it and again, register for a shoe drive. It has how to do that. And again, it goes straight to Lydia, and she's the face behind this shoe drive that we're working on collectively as Orange VBS. And I hope that even in a global pandemic, we can still make a big impact to help you guys out.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me on here and for partnering with us. And you guys are more than welcome. Anybody can reach out directly to me if they have any questions. I'm happy to help.
Awesome. We'll put your email address to you, or I'll tag you when I tag those documents. That way they'll know how to get in touch with you. All right. Thanks, Lydia. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Bye. All right. Awesome. I'm so thankful that they were willing to jump on and have that conversation with us. I really love their company and what they do, and it's been a joy to pray for them and to partner with them. So we ask you to do the same. Couple other things we want to talk about today. So we've got a few more hot topics. Several of you have asked, how do I get participants for our virtual VBS? That's a great question. And I would love for you guys to post in the comments the ways that you are getting people. I would tell you that parents, I've said this over and over again, but parents are looking for things for their kids to do this summer. School's going to be over. Parents need ways to keep working, but keep their kids engaged. So I would look at every creative outlet you could possibly find to promote this. I would promote it through social media. Make sure when you do things like that, that you're tagging your town, maybe your visitor center, you're tagging, maybe you partner with other churches and you all tag each other. You share it with your volunteers, you share it with your parents, get them to participate. But I would get the word out in as many ways as possible to invite parents to come in. I think this is such a phenomenal opportunity to reach so much more than your church. I think this is a great time to reach your entire community. In saying that, this is what I would do. I would make sure I have a good, solid registration plan before I start inviting people into the conversation. Somebody just asked this great question. Can we have our virtual VBS run beyond a single week to help expand the promotion? Absolutely. 100%. You do it every week if you want to with a different group of kids. There is no limit as long as you purchase the kit and it falls under the umbrella of your church and you're doing the asking, then 100% you can do it over and over again. The registration plan, though, I personally love to know who is participating. especially virtually, because this is a great opportunity to do some follow-up, to connect with people virtually after this is over, to check on them, to find out their needs, just to get a pulse on your community. So some of you have great software that you use in your church, maybe your church registration system or planning center or fellowship one or whatever that is. Maybe that's how you want to do registration to keep up with everybody. We provide at orangevbs.com. There's a page of freebies, and on there are several ideas for ways that you can set up a registration form. So maybe you just want to use a WooFoo form or some other form like that, but we want you to track who's participating, just because that gives a human touch to this, especially in the week of VBS, leading up to VBS, and your follow-up. I think the relationship piece is so key. So if you don't know who's a part of VBS, you have no way to build relationships with them. So get a great plan. A lot of you have even asked me to use a component. Well, of course, my mind's blank, but you use a VBS registration that comes even with a competitor's VBS, that's made to work with any VBS, which is fine. You can use that piece, but whatever you do, just make sure you are using something to come up with a great registration plan. Speaking of using people to help you do this, I want to talk about volunteers. So volunteers a lot of you have said, okay, well, why do we need volunteers? How does this work? Actually, for me, I feel like volunteers are even more important now, because there's no way. Let's say you open this up to your community and you have 300 kids register, and normally you've only had 100 at your physical building. I would leverage my volunteers now and start breaking them into teams to get them to start doing the legwork for you to make personal touches with everybody who registers. So ahead of time, I would consider how to connect with the parents. We want the parents to feel good about this, especially if they're not in your church. So maybe you draft some kind of letter that goes out as soon as they register, and then you have a volunteer follow up with that parent and say, this is what we're doing. We're going to ask you to log on at this time. We would love for your child to be in a virtual small group. Are you okay? Are you comfortable with that? Just connect with them. I think that the other way you can use volunteers is to lead those virtual small groups. If you have small group leaders that are already leading small groups, maybe it's via Zoom or some outlet like that on Sundays, that's a great way to let them invite that group to continue during the week of VBS. You can invite those kids and say, hey guys, I know we meet here every Sunday. I'd love for you to join me during VBS week. I'll still be your small group leader. Here's how to register. Again, use those volunteers. The other pieces are you can use them to do your prep work. A lot of you have posted your cool boxes that you're putting together ahead of time to give to families to have this virtual experience at home or maybe in their backyard with their neighbors. So don't try to do this all by yourself. Think of the pieces and parts that need to be copied or cut or shopped for, and lean on volunteers who are able to safely do those outside parts and pieces for you and rally together to get this done. I think that people are fired up to be plugged in. So maybe you meet for a social distancing prep party. If you're in a state where there can only be 10 or less, maybe you just meet in a group of 10. You all stay far apart, but you all cut out circles or staple together papers or whatever you want to do to prep things to get ready. The other thing you can use volunteers for is to do a drive-by. So maybe they drive by and they drop off these kits on kids' front porches. Maybe they drive by with a sign just saying, so excited to see you at VBS on their car, and they just honk and wave and cheer for their small group. I would brainstorm with your team, like how many ways can we think of to use volunteers before VBS, the week of, and then for follow-up. get those volunteers to contact. What if every family that participated a week or two later got a follow-up call just saying, I'm Amy. I'm from Crosspoint Church in Nashville, and thanks for just being a part of our virtual VBS. I wanted to check on you. I know this is a really hard time. Is there anything you and your family need? Because we'd love to come alongside you and help you if there's anything we can do. That would mean the world to me as a parent. So utilize your volunteers. Don't feel like you have to do it all yourself. Again, our favorite word around here is delegate. So keep on delegating these tasks, even though you can't meet together. It is okay to still lean on your volunteers. Hold a few Zoom parties, talk with them about the mission and vision and how it's changed, and get them to lean in. I'm looking at my list of questions. I want to make sure I've covered everything I want to tell you guys. Oh, I know one more thing. I was in a great meeting this week with a church, just kind of rethinking how to make this happen. And this came to mind, collectively, all of our minds, and I had to share. I think it is really important right now to find out what the parents in your community need. I think it would be a great idea to put together a survey right now that you send out in the next week or two, just to ask parents, like, what's been the hardest thing? What do your kids miss the most? What are your hopes for summer? What can we do to be an encouragement for you? I think you should compile those and look at the needs of your families, of your community, and then sit down with that team of volunteers and say, here's our top 3 biggest needs. So how can we leverage virtual VBS or VBS in small groups to meet some of those needs? I don't want us to spin our wheels and put out something that's not meeting any needs. And it's going to look different for every single one of you. That's the beauty of this, is you're all in unique situations. You're all unique in who you are as a church, as a community, but find out and tweak what you're doing to meet those needs. One last thing that I will close out with, and then I'll scroll and make sure I didn't miss any questions, but the videos. I hope you have seen the videos. If you'll notice, there's a document with hyperlinks to the videos. We created those in Playlister. So they are where you can literally just copy paste into an email or share on a private Facebook page. Maybe if you would like to share them in a in a Facebook Live event, Daniel can help you. I'm going to be honest, I understand how this Facebook Live works, but how to stream videos, but we're going to let Daniel chime in and tell us how to do that. Maybe you put them on a private Vimeo page, but whatever you need to do to share these, we want to encourage you to use those Vimeo links Playlister links, the links that we shared to send out. They're ready to go. You just click and play. So we've tried to make this as easy as possible for you to share the videos each day. A lot of you have said, how should I share them, or what should that look like? Maybe you do an email and it contains the document for craft, the document for a small group, and a link to the video for each day. That is totally up to you to customize, to do whatever fits your scenario the best. Some of you said Zoom. You could absolutely do a Zoom and screen share and show the videos that way. That's another great idea. So if you need help with Playlister, they have great customer service, and we're happy to connect you with Grant. He's our representative there. I don't pretend to fully know how to do Playlister, but I do know that they are so willing to help us. They're amazing and have been so helpful to our team. And so we'll point you in their direction should you need anything. All right, friends, I think that I have probably covered more than enough for you today. We are still cheering for you. We're still here for you. If there are things that you are hoping for that we have not done, we're working hard behind the scenes to make all this happen. So if there's more that's missing, let us know and we will do the very best we can. I make no promises, but I love to try to meet your needs and do all that we can to help you. So thank you, and I will talk to you soon.